Hey, it is Mike the NBA guy here, and today I want to talk about one of my least favorite players in the NBA, and that is Kyrie Irving. And apologies to my friend Kyrie from UD, because I know that he loves this guy, and he's not going to like my next video on the Brooklyn Nets either. But look, man, today I got to talk about Kyrie and the incredible amount of dumb shit that this man says. Okay? Because he said a lot of it. Even back in the day before it was NBA specific, when it was like flat earth stuff, this dude, I really think he just likes controversy. Honestly, I think Kyrie Irving enjoys people being controversial or thinking, excuse me, I think he enjoys people thinking that he's controversial and getting mad at him. I think he's just, some people just thrive off that. Some people just really enjoy knowing that they're bothering other people. And I think that's the kind of person Kyrie is, because he's got to know at this point. He's got to know that the things he's saying are gonna be taken the wrong way, okay? The most recent example is two things. First of all, he said that it's nice to have Kevin Durant being the first time in his career there's another guy who he can trust to take a big shot at the end of the game, which everyone is taking as a shot against LeBron, which is fair. Okay, it's definitely more of a shot. Like, come on, man, you can't. There's no way you could possibly know or no way you could possibly not know that that was a shot against LeBron. But it's a shot against your Celtics teammates, especially Jason Tatum, and it's also a shot against your Brooklyn Net teammates from the previous season, okay? You got guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert, and you're saying straight up that you couldn't trust them to take the big shot at the end of the game. This man just, he puts his foot in his mouth so much, okay? You gotta think about these things. I know he was just on a podcast, but like, come on, man. Like, come on, you gotta think before you talk. And then the next thing that he said, or the other thing he said, recently, anyway, very recently, is he said that they asked Kevin Durant asked him what he thought. They were talking about their new head coach, Steve Nash. And to be fair, they were saying good things about Steve Nash, okay? They were praising him. They were saying that they like him, okay? He was saying all the right things up until he said something along the lines of, because I'm going to paraphrase this because I'm not rewatching the video right now. He said something along the lines of, well, I don't think the Nets really have a head coach. I think sometimes I'll be the head coach, sometimes Kevin Durant will be the head coach. I don't think there's really like one specific head coach on the team. And dude, now I've seen some takes on ESPN saying things like, I think he meant more like, how LeBron's kind of the coach on the floor, right? There's coaches on the floor. Chris Paul is a coach on the floor. And if he meant that, first of all, he should have known well enough to be specific if that's what he meant, okay? Because again, he says so much dumb shit that he had to know it was going to be taken that way, okay? He had to know it was going to be taken the wrong way if that's what he meant. But I don't think that's what he meant. I think he knew straight up that's how it was going to be taken like this, and he said it anyway because I think it's all a mind game for him. And this was the reason I didn't like the Steve Nash hiring in the first place for the Nets. I think Steve Nash has the personality and the basketball IQ of someone who can be a great NBA coach. I don't think he can be a good coach for this team though because he doesn't seem to me like someone who's going to sit there and rein in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. I think they're going to bully him into doing whatever they want, and I think that is starting right now. Okay? I think Kyrie knows this, and that's why he's saying this. Because he knows that Steve Nash, great guy as he is, and I think he could be a very good coach, I don't think he has what it takes to rein in big egos like Kyrie and Kevin Durant, especially Kyrie Irving. Okay? Because he seems like a slightly more confrontational player. And I think that they're going to bully him. I think it's going to be whatever Kyrie and KD want. And I'm going to get into this in my next video because it is a reason that I don't believe in the Nets. But man, this is just one of 1,000 examples of Kyrie being a pain in the butt teammate, okay? He says stuff that gets people in trouble, or he says stuff that starts trouble with other people, okay? He wanted to leave Cleveland because he wanted to be the first option instead of being the second option to LeBron. Whatever. He tried it in the Celtics. And to be fair, for the first year on the Celtics, he was amazing. Okay, best season of his career, 2018 on the Celtics, until he got hurt. The next season, they all fall apart. And it wasn't just him, it was also Marcus Morris, Terry Rozier. Okay, these guys taking more shots than they deserve. Jason Tatum wasn't quite there yet after the playoffs. Same with Jaylen Brown. Okay, there was a lot of stuff going on in that Celtics team, but Kyrie was clearly the biggest problem there. Then with the Nets this season, he's in and out of the lineup. He refuses to come back after injury, which makes it seem like, strikes me as, wow, this dude just doesn't even think it's worth his time to come and play with this team when Kevin Durant's not there. He thinks it's a complete waste of his time and his talent. That's how I would be feeling if I was on the Brooklyn Nets, all right? And that's how I wouldn't be shocked if guys like Karis LeVert took it, all right? Jared Allen. Kyrie's half the reason they got their boy DeAndre Jordan on that team, even though DeAndre Jordan sucks ass right now, okay? DeAndre Jordan has been cheeks for the last 2 seasons, okay? Since he left the Clippers, he has been garbage. He's not a very good defender anymore. He can only defend the post. He can't defend in space at all, and he's a completely worthless offensive player, okay? He gives you nothing except the occasional highlight dunk, okay? He's nothing on offense. He does not have the athleticism he used to have, and he certainly doesn't have the defense he used to have, okay? He's just an all-right post defender these days. But they signed him for $40 million for a couple years, and now he's taking up time from Jared Allen, okay? If I'm Jared Allen and Karis LeVert, I'm thinking we were the stars of this team, or we were the future of this team, and then Kyrie and KD and DeAndre Jordan showed up because of them. They also got Kenny Atkinson fired, which, as far as I'm aware, is just from Kyrie and Kevin Durant, okay? Because they didn't like him or whatever, and I think they wanted someone like Steve Nash who they can push around. Kyrie has just been at the center of so many problems, and I just think on the court, he's fantastic. But man, off the court, Kyrie is everything off the court that people think Jimmy Butler is, okay? Because Jimmy Butler is actually, I think, a great locker room player for for players who have mental toughness, okay? It didn't work in Minnesota because Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns are soft as hell. But with tough players, okay? Joel Embiid loved him because of that. His teammates in the Miami love him because of that. Kyrie is the exact opposite. Kyrie says some dumb stuff, but the difference is he's actually a problem. He actually starts issues with other people because he just sticks his foot in his mouth over and over again. And I don't know how much he realizes it. I've got to think he realizes it to an extent. But to whatever extent it is, he's doing this to himself, and he's clearly not going to stop. All right? So I expect Kyrie to be in the league for a long time, and I expect people to keep going after him and him to keep being a star for the next several years at least. But man, teams really got to consider the Nets. I think made a mistake signing him and Kevin Durant, which I will get into in my next video. And I just think that he is the most problematic locker room presence in the NBA right now, which definitely affects the on-court product. It's going to hurt the Nets this year, I fully believe. Alright, so that's my thoughts on Kyrie Irving. Again, Kyrie, if you're watching this, my friend Kyrie, I'm sorry I'm shitting on your boy, alright, but I just don't believe in him, man. I just don't. So thank you for watching, everyone else. Please like and subscribe, and check out some more videos on my channel. I will be having a video on the Brooklyn Nets team as a whole coming in the next 2 days.